We are back here, and finally, we got the KMT Spicy Boys series, and already it's a 5-3 lead here for KMT. Apologies for the delay, but I guess that's what happens when 2K bans your account. But we're back.
Tough. Tough, and everybody's been a victim at some point so far in NBA 2K24.
Dawsix down low, gives it to Feast. That'll be a quick foul.
Do you see glimpses of USA basketball with the way that they play?
A little bit, yeah. The
I was about to say, you're the one that's probably the resident expert on this, Mr. Social Media.
Killy and Johnny play very differently, though. They're very different players. But Feast and Dimes also. Like, they run offense differently because, like, Dimes is, like, such a playmaker from the high elbow. Feast doesn't quite do that, so it's much more Charlie-centric, I would say. Two-Dog with it now. It's going to be a foul. So just to reset the stage for everybody, we are starting completely over. There is no spread. There is no series score. There ain't nothing. Zero's out of zilch, so we are starting over an 8-3 early here. Zay, top of the key three, and he hits.
Good shot to not get baited by that pressure that started to come from the wing side there as well. We would love, well, I should say, we love reset scenarios like this to where we don't have to worry about a spread or anything, because it was really starting to get to a phenomenal ball game between both of them. KMT off of that hot start, then Spicy Boys able to battle all their way back and started to make things interesting with a run of their own.
Killy trying to make an impact here early. Got the yellow hair, don't care. Going up against Tutak. Great defense so far from the top shooting guard prospect. Down low to Feast. Back out to Charlie. Great pass from Feast, and it's not going to go. Rebound from Feast. They'll reset here with Dawsix, 10 on the shot clock. Killy. Top of the key, and it's picked off. Jay Bullen stayed home. Here come the Spicy Boys, and Unguardable will get fouled.
Some good defense to what we're seeing here so far, too, especially when you're talking about playing two with one player flaring up from the wing and over towards the corner. I believe that was Zay ended up getting that big contest on the player when he was taking the jump shot, and then this steal coming in there from Jay Bullen right back on the other side.
So this will be the only series we have for now. Eventually, we'll get the semifinal series on stage up and running. But we're chilling for now on this one as we are tied up at 8 early. Everybody's been asking to watch the Spicy Boys, asking to watch KMT. Well, here you go. We got you. CB. Back out to Feast. Feast over to CB. Playing it slow. Classic methodical. Charlie, and Feast throws it down.
Good patience getting there with the standing dunk beater, too. Even though the player a little bit more in front of him, just getting enough of that space makes that green window massive.
Nice shot there. We're tied back up at 10. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No spread, no quarter, no series score. It is 10-10 in the entire series. That's it. Start it over. Cease. Baseline. Not going to go. Easy rebound for Feast. Minute 30 left to go here in the first quarter. CB crossing him up. Trying to find some space. Great defense. Feast on the popper, and he hits. I didn't even realize he was on the popper.
That was a quick jump shot coming up for him, too. I was wondering that when we were first watching, and then one of the opening plays that we saw in this game, Feast immediately ran to the right corner, and Cease was the one to go up there and set the screen. But with confidence in that small of a gap of a window for having a larger center build, shooting it with confidence.
Tutak scoops it up and in. It's kind of an awkward layup, but whatever.
Looks like that Jordan Poole move that he tried doing like a week or so, 2 weeks ago. Stopped and then went like up and under, tried to scoop and just got swatted.
Killy, he's open from downtown, trying to bait the help defense. Not going to work out there. Easy rebound for the Spicy Boys. Unguardable transition around the defender, and they take the lead.
Kind of the same way as things were going before the reset, honestly.
Yep. That Spicy Boys defense is better than credit. I mean, look, I know everything that happened with Zay. It's a shame he's not back in the league. He's still one of the better locks we have as Charlie lines up a three, can't hit. Feast starting to dominate a little bit here in the first quarter. He puts it up and in.
Yeah, finding that rhythm and flow. We saw him 100% for the three-point line. Only attempted one so far here in the game. But starting to get the job done there on the rebounding. He's going to call his playmaking takeover in, too. That's going to make him more of a dual threat when he has the ball up top. I know a lot of poppers, some of them decide to go over with the sharpshooting takeover, so that way they're going to be knocked down if they try to run things. But look for a lot of those plays where Feast will get the ball up top, Raps will come through, look for some cuts and people to quickly shoot off of that.
5 seconds to go here in the first quarter. CB13 over to Feast. He's going to get fouled. Couple predictions in the chat. Sick. KMT will win easy. Cool. The old vet getting an opinion and bounce past the Feast. Over to Killy. Not going to go. And that is how the first quarter will end, 15-14. By the way, Dirk, the big topic for the Spicy Boys, no dynasty, being replaced by Unguardable. Look, I understand.
Not a bad replacement.
Yeah, and look, I respect dynasty focusing on his studies. When you're an engineering student and you're so close to getting done with your finals, that's all you can think about is getting it done. I have a couple cousins that have gone through engineering collegiate programs. Ooh. It's hard. You want to get it done. So shout out to him for putting education first. We're all about schooling here in the NBA 2K League. That's Tutok. Over the left side, Unguardable for three. Not going to go. Rebound by Feast. Here comes KMT up by one.
I hate school.
Me too. Gilly. Ooh, had Feast down low. He has to get out of the paint. He does. Cease on the flare-up. Sick. I think he actually had exams. It is that time of year. Killy looking for an opening around the world. Can't get it to go. Big rebound by Cease, and they'll be fouled.
That was tough, too, because with where Feast was going, there was an opportunity to get him the ball fast, but then as soon as he started flaring outward, Cease started wrapping up, so it became a cluster. But if they would have hit Feast early, probably would have had another three to his name.
Ooh, nice steal there from Jay Bull, and he stayed home and pressed the button. Nice cross-court pass to Zay. But they'll have to reset. Great transition defense from KMT. Unguardable. That's going to get plucked by Dawsix. Here comes KMT again. Down low to Cease, and he gets the two.
This is the rhythm that you don't want to see KMT to start to pick up, forcing turnovers on the defensive end and immediately getting out on the break and just finding a way to always get the ball in the basket.
By the way, between our stream, Chalk stream, and the NBA 2K League stream, we got over 2,000 people watching our Elite Eight matchup here at the UPA World Championships as Zay knocks down a three.
I see he still doesn't miss shots.
No, he doesn't. I miss Zay in the league, man. He was the lock that was promised, and unfortunately wasn't to be, but he is still a damn good 2K player. CB, back out to Killy. Over to the corner, Dawsix for three. Wow. Yes. Catch high, shoot high. Dawsix hits the shot. 20-17, unguardable from the mid-range, you bet.
Those minis are just so hard to guard because I feel like you become so accustomed to older 2Ks when somebody has a lane like that they're just going to go straight into the paint, maybe get a dunk out of it, especially last year with the quick drops. But now you're just able to shoot these quick pull-ups that almost just looks like a quick flick of the timing.
Who's a scooper? Well, we've had a lot of weird scoop layups today. 22-19 here early. The Spicy Boys offense not quite heating up yet. Tutok been relatively quiet so far in the first half, but his microwave scoring ability can start at any time, and Unguardable will just keep taking the easy twos.
It's funny because I remember so vividly Dynasty doing a lot of that too when he was playing with this team. Just always going into the mid-range, slither of window.
He loved the midi fades, though.
Yeah, exactly like that. Midi fades, the same pull-up that you're seeing there that Unguardable is constantly doing too. And you got now two Mamba mentalities out there for Kiss My Timbs with season Champ 6.
Oh boy, the duo. Terrifying when they play together. The league is lucky that they aren't together anymore. Shout out to the Bucks, making the big CP and Dimes trade. Excited to see Breakout plus Dawsix this year. Killy, top of the key, 2 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get something up. Charlie from way downtown. There's no way, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Here we come back. Nice outlet pass from Hoff. That'll be a quick foul.
That's already 4 fouls.
Dynasty is not playing for Spicy Boys, y'all, because he is finishing up his semester of college with exams, and he is an engineering student, so I respect it. Shout out to the chat. Keep asking the same question. You'll get the same answers. Unguardable, trying to get away. Oh, the nasty behind the back, cashes in. Oh, that's disgusting, and he goes up by 2.
Well, that's what we talk about so much of, especially in the first series that we ended up watching, where when you do the Jamal Murray, you get the behind the back, you have the shot off it straight away. Mm-hmm. That little window to where it almost looked like it could have been potentially contested, we're just saying, screw it, I want to end up taking this shot. It's very high IQ to not second-guess yourself into those situations to shoot it with confidence.
You also got to go up with it like it's a green. You know, I know that like you might get like a little contest on it, but most of the time it's going to be really difficult to get a hand in there, or at least for it to register on a shot like that. CB with the badge. 3 badges going for KMT, down by 2. That's deep from Charlie. Doesn't matter. 31-footer. They're back up by 1.
Just a routine jumper when you have that sharpshooting takeover. It's so phenomenal for your team when you're able to pop that, or when you have Mamba and the guys that you see right now. I mean, even look at the flood of the players that were just up top there, and somehow Unguardable ever since he really bursted onto the scene, has been able to do exact plays like that. I still think, historically speaking, when you're looking at somebody who came in as a shooting guard, had to adjust to a point guard, I've never seen a more bigger leap in terms of somebody's playmaking ability than what we saw from him this past year. It is insane.
Unguardable is a very impressive guy. I mean, I remember when he was kind of coming up through the community. I want to say 2021 was the first time we heard about him. Made my board the next year, top 5 player. Then this last season, a top 5 player in the league. Didn't get the MVP finalist, but his performances, he's a real community guy. Like, he came up from the dirt and made a real name for himself. So shout out to Unguardable, man. One of the best stories in the community. That'll be a quick foul.
It's going to be so hard to guard with how crafty he is and how confident he is with shooting a lot of 50-50 shots, maybe where he's sandwiched in. Now you give him the takeover. That's just going to open things up some more. And if you're Dawsix in your seats, you have your hands full, especially when he has to take over.
Well, he's got it. Looking scary. Gets to the mid-range. Back out to Tutak. Crazy to call him a secondary option, but he is. Jay Bullen for 3. Oh, he swishes it. Nice shot from Jay Bullen. They take the lead right before halftime. That was nasty.
Dawsix was over here, and he was like, man, we just want to get this game. This is the finals right now is what he was saying.
Cease. Over to CB. Mid-range. Can't hit it. Gets it to Feast. Way outside to Gilly. Don't shoot it from there. He's shooting that from Puerto Rico. Gilly. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Looking for something open. Gets it to Cease. Still nothing there. Cease to fade 3. Oh, I've seen him hit that before. Not to be this time. Unguardable. Gets it to the mid-range. Can't get it to go. And it's a 3-point game heading into halftime. 14 points for Unguardable. Sheesh. Only 2 for for Tutak. We'll see if he has a big second half explosion in him. 9 and 5 already for Feast.
Let's look at the high shooting percentage numbers, honestly, coming up for both sides, where you're 50% to 75% coming up from Spicy Boys. A lot more of a team effort in terms of the scoring department for what we're seeing from KMT. Meanwhile, Unguardable, I mean, when the game just continues to get harder, right, to try to score for some of these point guards, a lot of the beginning of the year, right, those 40-point games, the 45-point games, like how are people going to be able to put the ball in the hoop? There's always some players that stand out more than others who are still able to score at a high level. Unguardable is one of those guys.
Well, there's Tutak off the catch and shoot. Just mentioned him. Spicy Boys up by 6. That offense starting to hum a little bit.
Excited for draft night?
I can't wait. You know me, Dirk. I live for it. I get in my Mel Kiper bag. That'll be a quick foul. Feel more like Jay Billis this year, if you know who that is. You know who that is?
Probably, if I saw a picture of him.
Analyst? Yeah,
that's
kind of who I feel
see
like.
A picture.
That's who I feel like this time of year. He's bald. I'm not, so I guess I'm haired Jay Billis.
Maybe I'll make a mock draft this year.
Hey, a Dirk mock draft. I'd freak out. Cease. Down to Feast. I'd freak out if you did it.
For the first time since season 2.
First time ever. Tutak down the lane to Unguardable. Oh, did not take the easy 2. Zayd's going to pick it up. That'll go out of bounds. KMT gets it back.
And last one I made, I think I got like 3 picks wrong. I was on one. I had plugs. I had connections.
Oh, yeah, back in the day?
Oh,
you got
I
sources,
had
sources
everything.
say?
I knew Jacko was going to the Pistons before Jacko himself knew.
That's always the weird one. When you learn about picks before the guy who's actually getting picked, that's a funky one.
I had a little thing worked out with Adam Rubin and Pistons GT at the time. He's like, you make me some videos, I'll give you everybody we're going to draft. I said, sweet. That already fills in a lot of my picks that I need.
Shout out to JT in the chat. Excited to see him on draft night. It's going to be the crew.
Hi, JT. Hi, JT.
Back out to Feast. 6-point deficit here for KMT. Over to CB. 5 on the shot clock. Got to get something up. He does. Can't hit it. All the way now for Spicy Boys. Unguardable with badge. That is just terrifying, so they'll foul. Sadly, no listen-ins on this station, but the main stage is about to get up and running here soon between State Mafia Takeover and Built for This. We will have listen-ins for that series, which I kind of need at this point as Zay pulls up a 3 and hits.
Amazing touch pass. And again, Zay's just somebody that you're not able to leave open. If maybe you could take a chance on some other players on the court taking shots when they are open, that's not your guy.
All 4 guys can shoot, and that's really the uncomfortable part about this Spicy Boys team. Whether it's Zay, whether it's Jay Bullen, hell, Huff can shoot too. All of them can. They can all get it up. CB trying to break into this lead. Over to Chaucix. Puts it up. Not going to go. Rebound by the Spicy Boys. Great play from Cease. A quarter saver. Back out to Feast. They need a bucket. Big time play from Cease to give him another opportunity. Charlie down the lane, gets walled up. Nothing there. Great defense. Feast on this cut, and he gets the slam.
Thought he was going to get blocked there almost for a moment. 36-29 now. I still feel like Spicy Boys have a lot of control in this ball game. KMT not really doing anything to try to shift that momentum going back in their favor. 6-2 to start off the third quarter coming out here from Spicy Boys as well.
Dynasty, I've seen Hoff shoot before. Hoff can pop a little bit. Don't hate on my guy Hoff. It was Hoff and Hurt last year. Were our big poppers during pre-draft. I remember that. I had Hoff on my board last year.
Dynasty, go back to studying.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be studying? Is that the whole reason you're not here? Down to Feast and he gets the 2. Oh, yeah, he did used to be on a pop. Oh, wow, Dirk.
Wowzers.
Got to tune in. I watch too much 2K Dynasty, don't forget. This is a best of 3, Gravy. You too, Rondo. Pleasure to meet you as well. Cease in transition. Dawsix down by 7. KMT needs to get moving. They'll call a timeout. 2:14 to go. Man, only 10 combined points for CB and Killy so far. Got about a quarter and a half left to go.
Now, usually when they have been in kind of these positions, right, to where maybe CB13 is not scoring the ball a whole lot, that's where Killy's been really just having this crazy run over the past couple weeks to where he's been able to take over the scoring load. Maybe that'll get him going.
Killy knocks it down. Finally gets an open 3. 38-34 now is the built for this Stay Mafia Takeover series. Starting to get hyped on stage. The trash talk has already begun as Hoff gets the 2. Oh, yeah, Kish. Oh, I remember. Oh, man. That team was fun. It was Book, Kish, Reverse Lay, Hoff. Who am I forgetting? Who's the shooting guard on that team? Eurodunk. Yeah. That Xbox team was super fun. Yeah, Eurodunk. That was a fun team. Download to C. That'll go up and in. Cuts the lead to 4. Minute and a half to go. Miss you guys already, but you're making the drive home a lot easier. Well, buddy, we're going to be here for a while. We got both semifinals to play and the finals, and this is a quarterfinal matchup, and Cease on the blitz. Can they cut into this lead, make it a one-possession game? Killy from mid-range. He knocks it down. 2-point game.
That 3 that we had called out, that's the one that really just started to be able to get him to find his momentum, and now starts to work in the mid-range. That's where things are going to be able to turn around. If you could just rely on that big 3 that you have to be able to get you some stops, which I like my chance, and I got Dawsix, Cease, and I got Feast down there to be able to get me those stops and to be able to capitalize on the offensive end. This might just be one of these situations where CB13 maybe works some of his off-ball magic for Killy, or get him the ball in his hand and allow him to try to make some plays down the stretch.
This is great basketball right now, 42-38. Back and forth we go. And to the Raptors, I do not know if the semifinals are at the same time. I would guess yes, but I guess it all depends on when these both series finish/start. So we'll see when both of these get going. When the main stage starts, we will be checking in, but I think everybody wants to see this series. As Unguardable behind the back, trying to get away from him. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Tutok way downtown, puts it in. Tutok from 32 feet, and they go back up by 5.
Been a little quiet in this game, but those are the plays that are going to speak the loudest. I mean, with the sharpshooting takeover, we see what the guy can do even without takeover from way, way, way downtown. So you're able to get him in nice a rhythm, see what the playmaking chops of Unguardable is looking like.
That was for you. Puts it in meter. 1. I haven't done it yet today. Unguardable. Download to Hoff. He's been eating in the pick and roll. Good tempo setter for them offensively this quarter. It's a 5-point deficit for KMT. Shot clock is off heading into the fourth quarter.
Well, I think with how much the guards are starting to excel, a lot of the focus is going on to them. So now that's going to open up the inside for Spicy Boys.
We'll see how Dawsix and Cease adjust going into the fourth quarter of game 1. Killy gives it back to CB. He's got badge. Can he get open? No, he'll get fouled. Tutok just plays like I can't really name a shooting guard that he's similar to. He's such a unique player. Down low to Cease, gets the 2. Wow. That was nifty. That's nifty right there. That's a pro level move. Do you know what Tutok? Do you know what Tutok would have been nuts? Actually, do you know who he kind of reminds me of?
Sure.
A better ball handling Profusion. Profusion was like one of the best catch and shoot guys I've ever seen with Fab.
That is not the name.
No, definitely not. CB goes down the lane and makes it a 1-point game.
Tossic's probably spying.
Yo, Profusion was him. Season 2, averaged like 20 points a game on that sharp build with Fab. It's Tutok again! Back-to-back threes, and the lead's at 4. Big Alex Snowden, there you go. Tutok starting to find his feet in this series. How will KMT respond? Killy gives it back to CB. What can he do with it? He's going to pull the big outside, get it down to Feast, and he gets the stick dunk.
That's always the tough part with kind of what Spicy Boys were doing too, working out the mid-range, and now KMT starting to show the mid-range game a little bit more. It's going to force somebody out of the paint, and that's where the communication has to be on point, because if Feast is down there and he's got Tutok with him and he has the right angle, he's just going to get standing dunk after standing dunk.
Tutok down the lane, gets it to his boy Hoff, and that'll be a timeout. 3:55 left to go here in game one. Main stage is, I believe, waiting for this game one to finish, and then we will jump right over to that main stage game while game two is getting underway. Is that the plan? Okay. From the corner, that won't go. Feast. He'll get the rebound. KMT a chance to tie or take the lead. Killy back to CB. Little too deep for a three. What's CB plotting? Almost got plucked. He'll keep the ball. Down the lane. Pulls up from the mid-range. Not going to go. Rebound by Feast, and he'll get fouled.
I love when the freeboard offense works out.
What does KMT have planned here? Feast with a big game. 15 points, 7 rebounds. CB with badge. Down low to Dawsig. Oh, and he gets plucked from behind. And it gets stolen again. How many times do you see Cease do that? One of the best in the world gets it back out to Feast, and they'll reset. CB with badge. 10 on the shot clock. Got to get going. Way downtown. Can't hit. Rebound by the Spicy Boys, and we're going back the other way. Quick foul. It's a 2-point game still. Man, oh man, what a game one we have here. This series already living up to the hype. Illegal. That's a foul. It's a legal screen. We're going the other way. You just can't move that left stick when you're holding down circle anymore, man. They've like completely taken it out of the game. You can't do it.
I still think it's a little fluky sometimes.
It definitely is fluky, for sure.
There's been times where I don't have my thumb on it and I'm doing it, you know. Yeah. But there definitely is a little bit more of a tendency when you actually are moving to where it is called.
Killy. He's been relatively quiet so far here in the second half. Let's see if he can get in his bag. Killy back out to Charlie for three, and they got the lead.
Slowly but surely just been battling back. We've been saying it since, honestly, around that second quarter that Spicy Boys has had a lot of the control in the game, that KMT has been a little bit of a threat, but nothing too major.
Great stop by Cease. Feast with the board. Back the other way for KMT. Quick timeout. That's their last. They have no timeouts for the rest of the game. 2:23 to go. That's big.
Ran to a little bit of a cluster, so you have to try to play it safe. But anytime that you do get into a close game and all of a sudden you have no timeouts to work with, you can't slow down any momentum in the final 2:23. You can't call any timeouts to advance the ball, to try to talk any things over. So you have to try to keep that in mind.
CB13, back outside to Killy. CB, 10 on the shot clock. Almost 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter of game one. CB back out to Feast, the popper for three, you bet! 4-point lead for KMT.
It's almost like there was some hesitation. Is it to be like, can Feast shoot? Can Feast shoot? Hasn't been showing you a three ball the entirety of the game. He's popped out a few times. That's just his second made three on the two that he's attempted in this game, but just something that you really have to keep an eye on. You can't fall asleep around that 3-point line.
The devious Mihad three and an immediate steal from Dawsix. Over to Killy for three. It's a 7-point lead. What a run for KMT. Man, oh man, just when you thought Spicy Boys had him, they pull it back from the jaws of defeat. Cat unguardable and Tutok responds. 7-point game, minute 30 to go. Unguardable, top of the key, over to Tutok. What does he have in that bag for us? Couple crossovers, over to Jay Bull, and nothing there. Feast is all over him. Unguardable, over to Tutok. A miracle three, won't go. Rebound by Feast. KMT locking it down in the fourth quarter.
And that's all about that game management. I mean, you mentioned the no timeouts, but if there's a roster or a point guard that I like controlling the game when you have no timeouts, when you're in this type of situation, out of any other point guard in the world, it's got to be CB13.
Killy gets it over to Charlie. Shot clock winding down. Gotta put it up. He does. Not going to go. Rebound by the Spicy Boys. Other way, Tutok the easy two, and he'll take it. 5-point game, 51 seconds to go.
It has one of these feels, right, so when we talk about the draft coming up in about a month, that if you can come out here, if you're somebody on Spicy Boys, if you want to make a play, if you want to try to get your draft stock up, this is these type of moments against these elite level of players that can really start to turn some heads.
KMT just one bucket away from closing out this Game 1 victory. Down the lane, down to C's, gets it up and in. 28 seconds to go, and it looks like KMT is going to take an enthralling Game 1 victory as Tutak's Miracle 3 doesn't go, and that will do it right on time as well, because our main stage matchup just tipped off between State Mafia Takeover and Built for This. So production team, if you don't mind, can we swap over to our main stage matchup?
There's got to be an adjustment that's made in this Spicy Boys game, and it didn't make the craziest of impacts going forward. A lot of the times with the power forward, whether it was Cease or whether it was Dawsix getting a one-on-one with Unguardable down low and not even doing anything flashy, just holding square and just going straight